National anthem coming up right now.
And we're going to have the national anthem sung by a barbershop quartet from Riverside. So with that, our national anthem. Sung here this evening by a group of singers from the Riverside High School. We're poised and set to bring you the State 3A High School Basketball Championship. Riverside taking on C.A. Johnson as the starters approach center court for the tip-off of tonight's basketball game.
The officials for tonight's game, this 3A championship game, will be Chris Robinson and Bob Hicks, two veteran officials, and of course they only assign the veteran officials to these championship matchups.
If you're at courtside, C.A. Johnson will be going from our right to our left, Riverside from our left to our right. It'll be Paul Jackson and Brad Mace jumping center to tip off tonight's basketball game. It's controlled by C.A. Johnson's Cary Rich, who goes straight to the basket and lays it up and in. Cary Rich with the first bucket of the evening for the Green Hornets on the break off of the basket. Full court pressure in the backcourt now by the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets. As Sean Golden quickly up the floor, goes inside to Mace, lays it up and in. The assist from Sean Golden to Brad Mace ties the ball game at 7:30 to go here from the first quarter of the Carolina Coliseum. This is Nate Jacobs on the attack, spins at the free throw line, outside to Cary Rich. Passes left side now to Paul Jacobs. Dribbles right side, stops, shoots inside. Rebounded inside by Sean Golden of Riverside. Golden across the timeline, guarded by Bernard totally out front. Spins at the free throw line, stops, shoots, rattles around and rolls in. Sean Golden doing it all here early for Riverside.
Sean Golden is cat quick at 6'3". Everybody now can see why this kid is such a highly touted recruit and why Georgia wanted him so bad.
Nate Jacobs with the shot goes off the back of the rim. Last touch by the Green Hornets. It'll be Riverside basketball. If you've just joined us, it's 4-2. 6:58 to go in the first quarter from the Carolina Coliseum. Riverside leading. As Brad Mace will inbound against the full court pressure of C.A. Johnson. This is Sean Golden in the backcourt operating against Bernard Totley. Across the timeline now into the full court is Golden. Golden goes right side to Brad Mace, who goes into the corner to Tony Gray. Gray dribbles left side now to the top of the key to Chris Sam. This is Giovanni Freeman driving the lane, lays it up and in. Giovanni Freeman with the drive to the bucket. 6-2 now, Riverside with the early lead. Bernard Totley on the other end. Stops, shoots, it's good. Totley taking it to the basket for C.A. Johnson.
That time Totley brought the ball all the way down the court, saw the opening, and took it straight to the hoop.
Sean Golden with the outlet to Giovanni Freeman. Quickly up the floor, the Warriors. Drives inside, lays it off the glass, and misses. It gets his own rebound. Recovered by Ronald Huey of C.A. Johnson. The outlet to Cary Rich across the timeline. Rich drives inside, loses the handle. Back out front to Jacobs. Inside pass to Cary Rich is put up and in. A nice assist from Nate Jacobs to Cary Rich. Ties the basketball game at the 6-minute mark at 6.
We talked about how the guards would dominate this game tonight, and already we're seeing that proving to be very, very true.
Giovanni Freeman goes left side now to Mace. Inside pass. This is Chris Sams. Chris Sams with the jumper. Answers for Riverside. Quickly paced ball game here from the Carolina Coliseum as Jacobs goes across the timeline. Baseline now to Paul Jackson. To the top of the key is Ronald Huey. Now takes the jumper off the back of the rim. Rebounded. We've got an inside foul on Riverside. It'll be Tony Gray, the 5'11" point guard, or should I say shooting guard on Riverside, signal with the foul.
I'm glad you said 5'11" shooting guard, because Sean Golden at 6'3" is just as smooth as silk, bringing that ball up the court and in the point guard position. A 6'3" point guard, very unusual in high school basketball in this state.
Ronald Huey checks in for C.A. Johnson. Huey checks out. Keith Holloway checks in. Checking in now, Rico Carr for Brad Mays for Riverside, as Holloway will inbound under their own basket. The Green Hornets are. The drive on the baseline. Cary Rich lays it up. Put back up and in by Paul Jackson. The Cary Rich miss.
Once again, the Johnson Green Hornets going to the boards very, very well. Good offensive rebound and stick back that time.
The first lead of C.A. Johnson this evening. Golden drives the lane. Rebounded by Cary Rich to C.A. Johnson over to Jacobs. The Hornets run. Baseline out of Totley. Three-point attempt is up. And they say he stepped on the end line. C.A. Johnson on the Golden miss that time. Quickly up the floor. The score is knotted at 8. 5:09 to go here in the first quarter from the Carolina Coliseum.
That time the Johnson Green Hornets certainly did miss an opportunity to get a quick basket down the court, simply because they had a man that was open, but unfortunately could not get the ball to him.
Chris Sams inbounding for Riverside, having some problems along the baseline. Had it knocked away, will attempt again. Does so now to Tony Gray. Gray in the backcourt operating against the pressure of Nate Jacobs. Man-to-man defense now by the Green Hornets. Gray across the timeline, drives the lane, left side, has it stripped, but there's a foul call on Nate Jacobs of C.A. Johnson. First foul tonight on Nate Jacobs.
And Timrod Gates standing up already, telling his star point guard to really calm it down. Really no need for that reach foul that time. And accordingly, Nate Jacobs definitely got to stay out of foul control. They can ill afford to have him on the bench.
Chris Sams will inbound along the baseline now to Golden for Riverside. Golden stops, shoots, missed, rebounded, and fought for. Recovered by C.A. Johnson's Bernard Totley. The outlet. Totley has it knocked away. Totley wanted Cary Rich that time, perhaps held on it a little too long. And it's going to be Riverside basketball.
Correct that. That's Johnson.
No, it's Riverside
basketball. Okay. I thought one official pointed to the Green Hornets. Well, the other one pointed to the Warriors.
Golden inbounds to Gray. And this is Golden now in the backcourt operating against Bernard Totley. 4:40 to go in the first quarter, knotted at 8. And Totley guarding Golden. Golden at the free throw line. Stopped, has it stripped, recovered, and put back up and in by Rico Carr. Nice defensive play that time by Johnson, but it was recovered by Rico Carr and put back up and in.
The Green Hornets, one of the things that they're doing every time Sean Golden stops his dribble, they're really double teaming the ball, and that's one of the things that they're going to have to do.
Totally out front now. Passing game offense by C.A. Johnson. Baseline pass to Paul Jackson. Back out front now to Bernard Totley. Totley stops at the free throw line. Left side to Jackson. Pump fake. Back out front to Totley. Totley, three-point attempt is airborne and good. Bernard Totley for 3. 11-10 now. C.A. Johnson with their second lead of the basketball game. 3:58 to go in the first quarter.
We talked about him hitting 6 3-pointers against Keenan in the Lower State Championship game.
Sean Golden operating against Totley in the forecourt at the top of the key. Passes left wing, high post now to Rico Carr. Right side now to Chris Sams. He goes to Tony Gray. Baseline now to Rico Carr. Back out front is Tony Gray. Gray drives the lane, stops, and recovered by Giovanni Freeman. Having some problems. He goes to Golden, who spreads the offense. This is Giovanni Freeman at the top of the key, guarded by Cary Rich. Right side now is Sams. High post, drives the lane, stops, shoots. It's good. Chris Sams, the 6'4" senior with the jumper, gives Riverside the lead, 12-11, 3:15 to go in the first quarter. Nate Jacobs goes baseline now to Cary Rich. He stops. He's called with the travel.
We saw a lot of that earlier this week. Once again, the only guy that gets away with that is Michael Jordan.
The Michael Jordan move as Chris Sams is going to inbound for Riverside, and Golden will operate in the backcourt. Token pressure now by Totley as he greets Golden at half-court, man-to-man. Golden between the legs, drives the lane, stops behind the back, nearly loses the handle, does to Totley, the outlet. This is Bernard Totley, taking it the distance, has it put up, and he's fouled.
Excellent move that time. Excellent move. While Freeman would foul him because he was out of control going to the basket, I simply would have let that one go. But once again, he fouled him going to the hoop. He'll be on the free throw line to shoot 2.
Well, this is my first opportunity to see Golden, and a little mustard across the hot dog Bobby gets, if you ask me right now.
Little too much mustard on the hot dog, and I think he's going to have to keep that ball off the floor because those C.A. Johnson Green Hornets play tough defense, and they're trapping him with 2 and 3 men as soon as he gets into the front court.
Totally at the free throw line, misses his first attempt, a 76% free throw shooter on the season.
I think his dad's going to have to sit him down and tell him, say, we don't need any of that at this stage.
Totally second attempt is up. Off the back of the rim, fought for. We've got a lane violation. It's going to be on Riverside, so Totally going to have another opportunity.
With 2 minutes and 54 seconds left here in the first quarter, Ernest, very, very impressive beginning and start for the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets.
Riverside has had its moments as well. Totally now will get a third attempt. It's airborne and good. Bernard Totally cashes in, knocks the score at 12. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go here in the first quarter. As Sean Golden, the All-American point guard, throws it across the timeline to Giovanni Freeman. He's at the left wing, high post now. Handling the basketball, spins at the free throw line, shoots off the back of the rim, fought for, and goes in. It's tapped in. I think they're going to give the credit to Golden that time, who got the tap in. It's just Totally now in the full court. Stops. Three-pointer tip is up off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Jackson. Recovered by Chris Sams of Riverside. The outlet to Pete Shoemate, who's checked into the basketball game at the backcourt. Passes right side, right wing. Now is Giovanni Freeman. Spins. Baseline move. Stops. And pulls it back out. Still in possession of the basketball is Freeman. Along the right wing, high post. Baseline now. Off his foot. Pete Shoemate. It went off Pete Shoemate's foot. It's going to be C.A. Johnson basketball. 14-12 now. Riverside leading. 2:08 to go in the first.
One of the things that C.A. Johnson is doing whenever Sean Golden gives up the ball when he gets into the front court, they're denying him the pass coming back to him in the front court. So they're going to try and take him out of his game plan.
Motion offense. Three-point attempt by Cary Rich is good. Cary Rich with the three-pointer. Gives C.A. Johnson the lead once again, 15-14. A minute 50 to go here in the first quarter.
That's the Green Hornets' second three-pointer of the first quarter.
First by Cary Rich, one other one by Bernard Totally. This is Giovanni Freeman, knocked away by Cary Rich out front. Freeman recovers, right wing high post, goes right side now to Chris Sams. Back out front to Giovanni Freeman. He passes left side. This is Pete Shoemate, a 5'9" sophomore guard, handling the basketball, guarded by Nate Jacobs. Nearly a steal. He goes right side. Freeman with the jumper, partially blocked off the back of the rim, tapped up and in. Rico Ware with the tap in for Riverside. Long pass down the floor, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Riverside basketball. C.A. Johnson went for it all as Ron Huey's going to check back in with a minute 17 seconds to go. Keith Holloway will sit down.
This is a gambling C.A. Johnson Green Hornet team. They don't mind throwing the full court length of the pass. They don't mind putting up the three-point shot. They take chances on offense.
That's what got them here, and they'll continue to do it as Golden comes into the full court, operating against Bernard Totally. Baseline to Rico Ware. Stops. Inside pass now. This is Eric Kaler in the ballgame. Kaler operating against Cary Rich, having some problems. Stops and shoots. It's short. Rebounded by Golden. Pump fake, and he's fouled by Bernard Totally along the baseline. Smooth is one word when you look at Sean Golden play.
He's a smooth basketball player, but he's got to stay under control this early in this game, and I think that the Green Hornets have definitely, he's earned their respect, and I think that they're going to earn his respect here tonight.
16-15, Riverside leading by one. Inside pass, baseline to Golden. Goes out of bounds. He's called with the travel. No. Nice defense that time on Bernard Totally. The travel by Golden along the baseline gives C.A. Johnson the possession with 51 seconds to go here in the first from the Carolina Coliseum. This is Jacobs across the timeline now. Man-to-man pressure. No, 1-3-1 zone by Riverside. Cary Rich gets away with the travel. Passes out front to Bernard Totally. Right side now. High post to Jacobs. He goes right wing now to Paul Jackson. Jackson, inside pass to Cary Rich. Put up, air ball. Rebounded by Chris Sams of Riverside. Pete Shoemate now across the timeline. Shoemate spins along the right side. Has it knocked away. Stolen by Cary Rich, recovered by Chris Sams of Riverside. Goes right side to Kaler, back out front to Sean Golden. Baseline to Kaler, three-point attempt is up and good. Eric Kaler with his first three-point attempt. It's good. 19-15, the Riverside lead is forward. 5 seconds to go. This is Cary Rich. Three-point attempt is up off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Jackson. Put back up, but the buzzer sounds. It will not count. And that is the way we will end the first quarter. Riverside leading 19-15. We'll have more state 3A championship action after this 60-second timeout.
Richardson's Cleaners and Laundry serves you from two locations, 2201 Two Nights Road and in the Greenview Shopping Plaza. Bring in your clothing, buy one and get them back by 4 every day. Richardson's Cleaners specialize in removing such stains as paint, oil, grease, blood, lipstick, and ink. Let Richardson's take care of your fine silks and leather garments. Your jeans will always look their best when they're Richardson's cleaned and pressed. Let us do your dirty work. Richardson's Cleaners and Laundry proudly salutes the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets for their extra fine season.
One of the fine things in the Waverly community is Hill's Barbershop at 2339 Elmwood Avenue. Moses Felder, Regina Moakill, and Sean Hickman are truly professionals when it comes to taking care of your hair. They specialize in regular cuts, blowouts, tinting, and in perms and curls for men and women. They also carry beauty supplies. When you want the look that's right for you, come on over to Hill's Barbershop. Hill's Barbershop is open Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Hill's Barbershop is also proud to salute the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets for such a fine basketball season. Your community barbershop is Hill's Barbershop, 2339 Elmwood Avenue. They appreciate your business.
Inside pass by Golden is missed by Riverside. Rebounded by Jacobs. The outlet to Paul Jackson. Jackson left hand misses the lay-in. And it's Falco. We've got a foul. Nate Jacobson in the backcourt in frustration after that miss on the outlet. Rico Carr is fouled in the backcourt. That's going to be the second team foul on the Green Hornets. 19-15, Riverside leading. We've just begun the second quarter of action here at the Carolina Coliseum.
Most important of all, that's the second personal foul on Nate Jacobs.
Sean Golden in the backcourt now operating against Bernard Totley across the timeline. Golden at the top of the key now. Goes right side. This is Tony Gray. Stops. Left side pass to Giovanni Freeman. 17-footer is good. Giovanni Freeman with the 17-footer. 21-15 now.
Riverside, a good shooting team from the outside.
Jacobs goes left side to Paul Jackson. Jackson stops. Looks for some help. He finds Bernard Totley. Three-point attempt is up off the back of the rim. Fought for, recovered by Totley. Inside pass to Jackson. Jackson has it stopped by Sean Golden, who recovers the basketball. What a defensive gem by Sean Golden. Golden into the forecourt now, hounded by Bernard Totley. Spins, and we've got a reach-in foul on Bernard Totley of C.A. Johnson. What a defensive play that time by Sean Golden.
Once again, you got to look at the fact that what they're doing now, they're putting a lot of pressure on Golden, but I think that they had their greatest deal of success is pressuring him once he got into the front court. They're going to have to go back to that strategy rather than trying to press him, bringing the ball into the front court.
Second personal foul on Bernard Totley. Sean Golden on the inbound pass, operates on the left wing, goes to the top of the key to Chris Sams. Sams goes left wing now to Giovanni Freeman. High post, the pass to Tony Gary at the top of the key. This is Rico Ware. He goes right side to Golden. Motion offense. Three-point attempt by Golden is up off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Bernard Totley of C.A. Johnson. Across the timeline to Cary Rich. Rich drives the lane, lays it up, rolls around and rolls out. Recovered by Ron Huey. Last touch by Ron Huey. It'll be Riverside basketball.
Scoring in the first quarter, Cary Rich had 7 points and Bernard Totley had 6. Sean Golden, the leading scorer for Riverside, with 4.
Chris Sams is going to inbound and does so against the full court pressure of C.A. Johnson to Sean Golden. 6:19 to go here in the first half as Golden approaches and crosses the timeline. Guarded by Bernard Totley. Man-to-man pressure by the Green Hornets. Golden drives the lane and slams it down. What a move. Sean Golden taking it one-on-one. Driving the lane, throws it down. 23-15.
Showing why he's an All-American that time.
This is Paul Jackson. Inside pass to Huey. Knocked away by Riverside. Recovered by Sean Golden of Riverside. This is Giovanni Freeman in the full court for Riverside. Inside pass to Rico Ware. Stops. Free throw line jumper off the glass. Rebounded by Ron Huey of C.A. Johnson. 8-point lead and a timeout. And a wise timeout on the part of Timrod Gates.
Good timeout for Timrod Gates, and we're going to keep it right here. Good timeout for him because he really didn't want to get Sean Golden in a groove and let him get the Stroud into the game. Thus far, they've been able to hold their own with Riverside. I think one of the problems is C.A. Johnson is trying and concentrating so much on stopping Golden that some of the other guys are getting free. That's Golden's 8th point of the night. So Sean Golden is really not doing the damage. They've got 23 points on the night already. Sean Golden is not doing the damage. It's the other Riverside players, and they are concentrating so much effort on Golden. 2 and 3 men concentrating solely on Golden.
And then a nifty one-on move showing Golden's court awareness as he saw the defense sort of slough off him, just taking it right to the basket, driving the lane and slamming it down. 8-point lead now for Riverside, and Timrod Gates' team a little rattled at this point. I'm sure he wants to settle them down. They came out playing well early, but a little slow period here, a little, lax time, so to speak, a little lull in their offense, a little sluggishness on the part of C.A. Johnson. To counteract that, Fred Moore is going to check into the basketball game for the Green Hornets, so they're going to send Keith Holloway, Nate Jacobs, Fred Moore, Paul Jackson, and Cary Rich for the Green Hornets.
Fred Moore, an excellent outside shooter also.
Jacobs inside pass to Keith Holloway, has it blocked and recovered by Rico Ware of Riverside. Quickly up the floor of the Green Hornets. This is Gray. Gray is mugged by Fred Moore.
Once again, if you got to foul him, you got to foul him right. That time, Fred Moore made certain that he was not going to have any three-point play. He really took him to the top at that time.
Fred Moore doesn't have a whole lot of size. He's about 6'1" or 6'2", but can't weigh more than 155 pounds. And he took down Tony Gray that time. Gray going to the basket, goes down hard. Will be at the free throw line to shoot 2. 5 minutes, 23 seconds to go here in the first half. C.A. Johnson trailing 23-15, and Tony Gray, a 5'11" senior, will be at the free throw line. Gray's first attempt is up and good.
This is a solid basketball team from Riverside. They've been here 6 years in a row.
Sean Golden checks out of the basketball game. Eric Taylor checks back in at the point guard position. Second attempt is put up and in. Tony Gray with the bucket. 25-15, largest lead of the evening now for Riverside. It's 10 as Jacobs comes into the full court. Baseline to Cary Rich. Jumper up off the back of the rim. Rebounded and fought for. Tony Gray with the rebound for Riverside. Gray across the timeline quickly. Goes to the left side to Kaler. Blocked by Jacobs. Recovered by Moore. Gray comes up with it. Now Paul Jackson with it. And we've got Gray on the foul for Riverside, reaching after the C.A. Johnson steal.
Gray limping, visibly limping also. I think you're going to have to get him out of the game because that last takedown by Fred Moore, he still is limping and suffering the effects of that.
Little NWA action here in the 3A State Basketball Championship game. 25-15, 5 minutes to go in the first half. Nate Jacobs stops, shoots, is short, air ball, rebounded by Eric Taylor of Riverside. Giovanni Freeman across the timeline to Kaler. He travels with the basketball. That was obvious right in front of us, and Louis Golden has seen enough, and he'll send his eldest son, Sean, back into the basketball game. Kaler's going to sit down.
He needed a blow because Golden has worked very hard here in the first and the second quarters.
Nate Jacobs comes across the timeline for C.A. Johnson. Man-to-man pressure by Riverside. Jacobs at the top of the key, passes left side to Cary Rich. Stop, shoots. Off the back of the rim. Rich having a tough time here so far this evening. It is rebounded, but
it is amazing how many C.A. Johnson shots have rimmed in and come right back out.
Steal nearly in the backcourt by Jacobs. He gets it against Sean Golden. Behind the back pass to Holloway, lays it up and in.
And they needed that basket.
Big steal that time. Nate Jacobs taking it from Sean Golden. And this is the first time we've seen these two do battle. It's been Bernard Totley so far this evening as Golden operates against Jacobs. Inside pass. This is Sam. Shoots it up and in. Baseline jumper by Sam. Short jumper. 2 feet from inside. Quickly up the floor of the Green Hornets. This is Jacobs in the full court. Passes right side to Fred Moore. Moore goes left side now to the top of the key is Holloway. Holloway looking for Cary Rich. Now goes to Paul Jackson along the baseline. Jackson drives the lane. Stops. Fades. Shoots. Rattles around and rolls in. The Green Hornets starting to get it going a little offensively now, Bobby.
We've seen this team 3 times this year, and each time we've seen them, they seem to have a little lackadaisical play in the second quarter. but the third quarter, they normally explode, so they can explode on you.
27-19 to score. Inside pass from Sean Golden. Nice assist that time.
Sean Golden has such great court awareness, and he is one of the best high school basketball players I've ever seen giving up the ball off the pass.
29-19 to lead back to 10 now. Cary Rich on the attack for C.A. Johnson. Stops, shoots, it's short. Recovered by Tony Gray of Riverside. The outlet to Sean Golden. Quickly up the floor for Riverside. Golden drives the lane, lays it up and in. Sean Golden putting on a clinic right now. Handling the basketball. 31-19. The lead is 12 as Nate Jacobs brings it across the timeline. He goes right side to Fred Moore. To the top of the key is Cary Rich. Rich goes to the left side to Holloway. Baseline drive is off the back of the rim. Tapped up by Holloway and in with his own follow.
31-21, and Timrod Gates definitely wants to get this thing under 10 before we go in at the half.
2:32 to go here in the first half. Riverside on the attack. Golden out front, hounded by two Green Hornets. Left side to Gray. Fake, drives baseline. Shots up off the back of the rim. Fall for, rebounded by Sam.
35, Bernard totally checking back into the lineup for the Green Hornets.
Chris Sams will be at the free throw line. The 6'4" senior center averages 8 points a ball game. Has 8 points already here this evening. First attempt rattles around, rebounded by Keith Holloway of C.A. Johnson. He gives over to Totley, who goes quickly across the timeline. Totley fakes the three-pointer, goes across the floor to Nate Jacobs. Jacobs now looking for some help, passes to Totley. Three-point attempt by Totley is up off the back of the rim, tapped up, missed, fought for, recovered by C.A. Johnson. Holloway is fouled by Sean Golden of Riverside.
Once again, that's the second foul on Golden, and I'm certain he'll sit after that particular foul with 1 minute and 57 seconds remaining. They can ill afford to get him in any kind of foul trouble because he is their offense.
Well, Eric Kaler's going to check back into the basketball game, but he will replace Chris Sams. That is the first foul on Sean Golden here.
We had him credited with a foul earlier tonight. Maybe they must have assessed that foul against someone else.
Had to, because there's only one now on Golden as Holloway makes his first free throw attempt. Cuts that Riverside lead to 9 with 1 minute 57 to go here in the first half. Holloway coming into tonight's ball game. Not a great free throw shooter at 53% on the season. Second attempt is up and good. The lead now 8 for Riverside, 31-23, under 2 minutes to go here in the first half as Golden passes across the timeline to Tony Gray. Across the floor to Giovanni Freeman. Will go to the top of the key to Golden. Baseline pass to Ware. Tapped up and in. Goaltending call, but it's going to be goaltending on Keith Holloway. Basket went through in any event.
More basket interference than anything else because looks like that shot was going to go anyway.
33-23, Riverside leading by 10 as Jacobs goes baseline now to Ron Huey, who goes to the top of the key to Totley. Totley between the legs, left side to Huey. Huey drives the baseline, passes left side to Totley. Three-point attempt by Totley off the front of the rim, tapped up by Holloway, recovered by Rich. He's fouled by Golden of Riverside.
That better be two.
It's at least two. We won't miss this one. Cary Rich should be at the free throw line. Both teams in the bonus situation right now.
Okay.
Cary Rich struggling from the field in the first half.
They've made it official now. That's his second team foul, and also that's the 5th team foul on the Riverside Warriors.
Cary Rich having a pretty tough night in the first half. Only 3 of 10 from the floor, and he's going to have a better evening for C.A. Johnson if they're going to get back into this basketball game.
He's a shooter, so he'll keep shooting.
Rich's first attempt is up and good. Rich, only a junior, coming into tonight's basketball game, averaging 26 points a game as Chris Sams checks back into the basketball game. Eric Kaler will sit down. Rich will have another attempt coming. 33-24 now. The lead is 9. Rich's second attempt is airborne and good.
The one thing that Coach Gates said earlier tonight is that he's got to have his team close at the half. They've got to be close at the half.
Riverside in the full court. This is Gray as the Green Hornets slap at the basketball. Golden goes baseline. Back out front now to Golden from Freeman. This is Freeman along the left wing. Three-point attempt is up short. Ill-advised shot, I think, Bobby gets by Giovanni Freeman. Rebounded by Ron Huey. Outlet to Cary Rich, who drives the lane. Nicely done. Laid up and in. Cary Rich with the bucket.
And just like that, the shooter's touch coming back.
51 seconds to go. The Green Hornets making somewhat of a run here. The last 4 points scored by the Green Hornets as Golden goes across the timeline. Inside pass to Sam. Knocked away, stolen by C.A. Johnson. Bernard Totley to Cary Rich in the forecourt. Three-point attempt is up and good. Cary Rich with the three. And just like that, it's a three-point basketball game. The Green Hornets cut the lead from 10 to 3 in a matter of seconds.
What did I say earlier? This is an explosive team on offense. They really get up and down the court.
20 seconds to go in the first half. Golden operating left side to Tony Gray. Double team by the Green Hornets. Back over to Golden. 13 seconds remaining in the first half. It's just Giovanni Freeman back over to Golden. 8 seconds. Golden way out front. Inside pass to Sam, who drives the lane. Stops. Shoots. It's good. Nice pass with 2 seconds. 1 second. That's going to do it. The end of the first half has come in the state 3A high school basketball championship finals. And the Riverside Warriors lead 35 to 30. We'll have more state 3A action after this 2-minute timeout.
In 1986, Dr. J became an MVP.
It'll be C.A. Johnson basketball. They'll be going from our left to our right. Riverside from our right to our left as Keith Holloway inbounds just in front of us. This is Jacobs, guarded by Gray. At the top of the key, he goes right side to Cary Rich. Rich now operating on the right wing, high post to Bernard Totley. At the top of the key, spins with Golden on him. Man-to-man pressure by Riverside. This is Nate Jacobs now. Jacobs, nearly a travel, goes to the top of the key. Way out front is Cary Rich. Crossover dribble, stops, shoots from the free throw line. It's good. Cary Rich with the jumper to kick off the second half for the Green Hornets.
That's 16 points on the night for the shooting guard on this Green Hornet team.
35-32. The Riverside lead is 3. Just underway here in the second half. This is Giovanni Freeman, trapped, looking for help. Gets it over to Sean Golden. Passes left side to Gray. He drives baseline, nothing there to Rico Weir. Over to Golden, now to Giovanni Freeman, inside to Sam. Sam, nothing inside, goes back out front to Giovanni Freeman. This is Sam, way outside now to Freeman. To the top of the key is Golden. Baseline pass to Rico Weir, over to Gray. Now to the top to Golden, right side to Giovanni Freeman. Down along the baseline to Weir, back outside, right wing is Freeman. He's double teamed. He goes to Weir, back over to Freeman. To the top of the key is Golden. Thinks about the three-pointer. Inside jumper is off the rim. Rebounded long by Golden. Put back up off the glass. Fall for and rebounded by Holloway. The outlet to Cary Rich. Rich against Giovanni Freeman. Stops. Shoots. It's good. Cary Rich with the first 4 points of the second half. Cuts the Riverside lead to 35-34.
Once again, Riverside going to a very, very deliberate style. Around 10 passes the last time down.
Sean Golden, inside pass is knocked away. Recovered by C.A. Johnson. Knocked away by Riverside. Recovered again by Johnson. This is Rich to Nate Jacobs. Last touch by Riverside. C.A. Johnson, little miscommunication inside that time on the break. It went off a Riverside Warrior. It'll be the Green Hornet basketball in the full court.
Really had a 3-on-1 break that time and nothing came out of it.
Nate Jacobs, inside shot is good. And C.A. Johnson, after leading early, regains the lead 36-35 after trailing by 12. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Golden in the full court at the top of the key. Baseline to Chris Sam. Put up off the glass. He's fouled.
Excellent defensive play that time. They got him with the body, but I'm certain that Louis Golden's going to have to get a timeout because C.A. Johnson has just did a 6-0 run on him.
And Riverside comes out in the second half, as my dad used to say, flat as a flitter. And you don't get much flatter than a flitter. I don't know, never knew what a flitter was, but...
Keep in mind what I told you. C.A. Johnson has owned teams in the third quarter. They own you in the third quarter. Timrod Gates, excellent motivator at halftime. He gets his team ready to play when they come back out at the start of the third quarter. And we talked about the fact that Riverside needed a commanding lead at the half because C.A. Johnson will play you tough in the third quarter.
Riverside, after 2 minutes and 2 seconds of the third quarter, has yet to tally. and has looked, as we call C.A. Johnson, lackadaisical on offense a couple times. They've been very lackadaisical on offense. Golden a little too smooth, perhaps, and really not playing with much intensity so far. And I'm sure Coach Louis Golden made that point in that last time out.
One of the things that the Riverside players have got to stop doing, they got to stop standing around and watching Sean Golden. He's a great basketball player, but you don't stand around and expect him to do everything. They're so intent on watching him take it to the hoop that they're not getting involved in the game.
Good observation, Bobby Gibbs.
And as great a basketball player as he is, he won't beat 1-on-5.
And work yet as Chris Sam's first free throw attempt rattles around and goes in, and that'll give Riverside their first tally of the second half. Knocks this basketball game at 36. Sam's second attempt is short, rebounded by Bernard Tolley of C.A. Johnson. Quickly up the floor are the Green Hornets. This is Tolley, loses the handle, recovers to Nate Jacobs. Jacobs drives the lane inside, off the glass, and put up and in. Nate Jacobs with a nifty drive to the basket, straight down the lane.
Now you see why this kid's an all-state performer.
Nate Jacobs getting the job done, getting his first bucket of the game. This is great. Inside pass to Sam. Sam's back out front to Gray. Goes to Golden at the free throw line. Inside pass to Rico Ware. It's off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Keith Holloway of C.A. Johnson. The outlet to Nate Jacobs across the timeline. Jacobs in the full court. Has it knocked away by Sean Golden.
And Golden lucky he didn't pick up a foul that time because he got him with the body. Nate Jacobs taking control of this game here in the third quarter.
38-36, C.A. Johnson leading. Holloway with the baseline pass to Paul Jackson. Recovered by Nate Jacobs. Jacobs with the shot. Off the glass. Nicely done. Nate Jacobs with the bucket. C.A. Johnson, their largest lead of the evening, 40-36 with 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
And Nate Jacobs saying, look out, Mr. Golden. This is Mr. Jacobs you're looking at.
Nate Jacobs, nearly a 5-second count, Bobby. Out front guarding Golden. Golden is double teamed right side to Gray. Inside pass is stolen by Paul Jackson. The outlet to Nate Jacobs against Sean Golden. Jacobs after bucket. Laid it up and in.
Hello, Mr. Jacobs.
Jacobs with the last 8 points in a row for C.A. Johnson. Driving the lane. Largest lead of the basketball game once again, 42-36. The Green Hornets lead with 4:40 to go into the third. Golden, 17-footer off the front of the rim, rebounded by Bernard Tolley of C.A. Johnson.
I cannot believe that Sean Golden is all this hot dog. Too much hot dogging by Golden.
Tolley with a three-pointer, and he's fouled on the attempt by Sean Golden. That is number 3. And Tolley will go to the free throw line.
That's a frustration foul on Golden's part. I'd sit Sean Golden down. As great a basketball player as he is, you can't come down the court. A team's done a 10-2 run on me, and you're taking the ball behind your back and getting it taken away from you. No way.
Bernard Tolley's going to be at the free throw line. Sean Golden will not sit down with that buzzer. Eric Keller's going to check in. Tony Gray's going to sit down. And Tolley's going to be at the free throw line. 4:28 to go here in the third. We're excited, folks. 42-36, C.A. Johnson has come back from a 12-point deficit at one time to lead by 6. And Tolley makes it 7 with his first free throw attempt.
The one thing I will tell you about this C.A. Johnson team, Timrod Gates has a theory. When you get a man down, you kick him, you stomp him, and you really put the dagger in. And that's what he'll do to this team. He will not let up.
Tolley's second attempt forthcoming. It's airborne. In and out, rebounded by Rico Ware of Riverside.
Riverside needs to make a run.
To Golden, into full court, double team now. Inside pass to Sam. Shot put up and in. Nice baseline jumper. Chris Sam answers on the other end. 43-38, the lead is 5. Jacobs in the full court. Guarded by Eric Taylor. Baseline to Rich. Three-pointer attempt is up and good. Terry Rich with a three-pointer for C.A. Johnson. 46-36, the lead is 10. Golden in the full court. We've got a foul on Cary Rich in the full court.
Once again, this C.A. Johnson team came out to play here in the third quarter. And Ernest, one thing you got to look at, this 1-3-1 trap that Timrod Gates is running is really taking its toll on Riverside. A lot of the indecision on the Riverside players is simply standing around and watching Sean Golden.
Golden guarded by Jacobs out front on that 1-3-1 defense of C.A. Johnson. Baseline now is Gray. He's tied up, goes to Golden, drives inside, 15-footer off the front of the rim, rebounded by Kaler, put back up, rebounded and missed, and we've got a inside foul And it's going to be on Keith Holloway of C.A. Johnson. So the foul's now starting to mount up. Third team foul so far this half for C.A. Johnson.
3 minutes and 44 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. C.A. Johnson coming out early. They scored 16 points here in the third quarter already.
Chris Sams is going to inbound along the baseline to Sean Golden for Riverside. To the top of the key is Taylor. Now goes right side to Giovanni Freeman. He'll go baseline to Rico Ware. Back to the top is Taylor. Left side to Golden. Knocked away, recovered by Golden along the left baseline. Stops. 16-footer high off the back of the glass. Rebounded by Golden. Put back up and in. Golden following his own shot. Hit the 12-footer. Long pass to Cary Rich. Driving the lane. Lays it up and in. Cary Rich with the bucket, but he sprained his ankle. Turned his ankle that time. Saw it come down and then bend. And C.A. Johnson's Hawks have to stop with Cary Rich going down, turning that ankle.
They'll get Fred Moore into the game real quick because they can ill afford to lose Cary Rich. Turned that ankle when he landed off balance and accordingly twisted that ankle a bit.
Cary Rich is up and walking around, and I'm sure he does not want that sprain to affect him here this evening. And immediately the USC trainers who are in attendance here this evening go over to Cary Rich. 48-40. The C.A. Johnson lead is 8 with 3 minutes and 18 seconds to go in the third quarter from the Carolina Coliseum. Riverside basketball as Golden comes across the timeline. 1-3-1 zone pressure by C.A. Johnson. This is Tony Gray along the right side. Back to the top of the key is Sean Golden. Splits the defense. Golden stops on the free throw line. Rattles it around. It rolls out. It's recovered by Ron Huey, and we've got a Riverside foul. It's going to be on Rico Ware inside.
Once again, that time the Green Hornets getting excellent inside position and blocking out very well on the defensive board. The Green Hornets now will definitely bring the ball up. 3 minutes and 2 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. Look for them to run their offense and try to run some time off this clock.
Tony Gray's going to sit down. Pete Shoemate's going to check in for Riverside. It'll be C.A. Johnson basketball as Jacobs across the timeline. Passes left side to Tolley. Now further left to Huey. Inside to Fred Moore. Move weave type offense. Passing game by C.A. Johnson. This is Jacobs. Inside. Stop. Shoot. It's good. Nate Jacobs is hot, folks.
That's the 5 play. Timrod Gates put in his 5 play. 5 simply means you clear out for Nate Jacobs and let him take it to the hole.
We've got a block on Nate Jacobs at half court against Sean Golden. 50-40. And Jacobs that time with an ill-advised foul. As Timrod Gates advises him to settle down, that is his third personal foul. 50-40. 2.5 to go here in the third. Chris Sams is going to inbound from just in front of us. Riverside from our right to our left.
And look who's getting up off the bench. Number 31.
Cary Rich about to check back in. Shoemate into full court now for Riverside. Along the right wing, high post. Back over to Golden. Back to Shoemate. Shoemate inside jumper. 17-footer. Rattles around, rolls out, rebounded by Moore to Nate Jacobs. The Green Hornets want to run. Jacobs takes it the distance, stops, has it knocked away by Golden. Nearly a 4th foul, but Golden steps on the end line. So it's going to be C.A. Johnson basketball, and Nate Jacobs almost, Bobby Gibbs, came up with his 4th personal foul.
Once again, Nate Jacobs out of control that time, but Nate Jacobs has owned Sean Golden here in the third quarter.
Keith Holloway is going to inbound. Having some problems, does get it to Cary Rich. Rich along the baseline, over to Ron Huey. Deep in the corner is Tolley. 3-pointer tip is good. Bernard Tolley with the 3-pointer.
What did I tell you about this Green Hornet team? They own teams in the third quarter.
53-40. Riverside trailing by 13 to steal by Nate Jacobs from Sean Golden. Jacobs has it stolen away, but it goes out of bounds off Riverside. It's going to be C.A. Johnson basketball. And Louis Golden is in shock along the Riverside bench.
13-point lead.
Cary Rich now spins. Pump fake, and he's fouled, and it rattles around. It's going to be on Giovanni Freeman with the foul. Cary Rich will shoot 2, and folks, C.A. Johnson trailed at one time by 12. They may be up by 15 if Cary Rich can convert from the free throw line.
Once again, we talked all year long about this team. We talked about how they will jump on you in the third quarter. You don't believe me? You ask Ben Trapp, you ask George Glim. This team comes to play at the end of the first half. They'll play anybody tough in the third quarter.
Rich's first attempt goes off the front of the rim. 1:50 to go here in the third quarter. Riverside shocked right now, shell-shocked here in the third quarter as C.A. Johnson has come on like gangbusters. Cary Rich's second attempt is up and good. 14-point lead by the Green Hornets with 1:49 to go in the third. Golden into full court. Has it knocked away, recovered by Sam, who stops and shoots. It's good. Chris Sams is keeping Riverside in it. Long pass to Cary Rich. Rich, inside jumper off the front of the rim. Gets his own rebound. He's fouled.
Foul that time by number 32 for the Riverside Warriors that time. Number 32 called with that foul.
That's Rico
Carr. Number 31 on the free throw line, Cary Rich and Nate Jacobs are saying hello, Mr. Golden. You might be all state and all world, but hello, the two of us can take it to anybody.
Cary Rich, only a junior. Nate Jacobs shone from that all-star team, and to see him play against this parade All-American as Cary Rich converts his first of 2 attempts, you'd have to think Nate Jacobs is not far behind, Bobby, from that parade All-American, if not ahead, the way they're playing at this point.
I can tell you this, Coach Chubby Smith, the assistant coach of the university, walked by at the half, and he told me if Cary gets it going in the third quarter, Riverside's going to have problems. And true enough, they're having problems.
Rich's second attempt is good, and Sean Golden is across the timeline. We're operating against the double team to Chris Sams. Back to Golden. Inside pass now to Gray. He lays it up and in. Riverside finding somewhat of a groove on offense with a little run up themselves. 1:20 to go here in the third. 12-point lead by the Green Hornets. 1:15 to go in the third. Nate Jacobs operating. Low motion offense now. Passing game. Bernard Tolley. Inside pass by Holloway. Goes to Holloway. Last touch by Holloway. It'll be Riverside basketball. And Paul Jackson is going to check into the basketball game. Holloway's going to sit down.
And getting one of his starters back into the lineup.
Riverside leading by 5 going into this quarter. Find themselves trailing by 12 with 1 minute to go here in the third. This is Giovanni Freeman. Shot put up off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Bernard Tolley of C.A. Johnson. He gives over to Nate Jacobs in the backcourt with just under 1 minute to go. Jacobs nearly caught in the bound in the backcourt. Tolley steal. Down court to Golden to give to Gray. Nice defensive play that time by Riverside. Cutting the lead to 10 with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. Nate Jacobs got caught in no man's land deep in the backcourt. Riverside converts with the turnover and the bucket. 30 seconds to go in the third. Jacobs spins at the free throw line. Back out front, and our statistician, Marius Campbell, comes up with the basketball. Tolley that time broke to his left. Jacobs threw it to his right. So with 27 seconds, Riverside with an opportunity to get within 10 going into the fourth quarter. Freeman, three-pointer attempt is up and good. Giovanni Freeman for Riverside hits the three-pointer. And just like that, with 15 seconds to go, it's only a 7-point C.A. Johnson lead. Tolley, the steal by Riverside, recovered by Johnson. Huey in for the Green Hornets. 5 seconds to go. 10-point lead by C.A. Johnson. Freeman, three-point attempt is airborne. In and out. And what a way to end the third quarter as Riverside rims it out. And with that, our score at the end of 3 quarters, C.A. Johnson leading 58-48. We'll have the fourth and final stanza of this 3A state championship basketball game after this 60-second timeout.
In 1986, Dr. J became an MVP, Most Valuable Pupil at the University of Massachusetts, earning a BA degree in management.
Hi, I'm Julius Irving. After making the NBA, I still had a dream, getting my BA, Bachelor of Arts degree. And guess what? I did. Now your scholastic dreams have a chance too when you enter the Coca-Cola Share the Dream Scholarship Sweepstakes. Scholarships and other prizes totaling $130,000, including 2 grand prizes of $25,000 scholarships each. Get entry blanks and details at the Coca-Cola display at local stores.
You must be 16 or older to enter. Entry blanks must be received by April 14th, 1989. Void where prohibited. No purchase necessary.
And you thought all I did was play basketball.
Chris Sams inbound for Riverside, trailing by 10 here from the Carolina Coliseum, the beginning of the fourth quarter. This is Giovanni Freeman for 3. It's short, rebounded by Freeman. Up Riverside, baseline shot from 17 feet, in and out, rebounded by Rico Carr. Short, fought for and recovered. We've got a foul. Rico Carr, Riverside, signal with the foul. Ron Huey complaining that time for C.A. Johnson, and Rico Carr was called with the foul. I think Huey thought he was going to be signaled with the foul.
and they'll walk the length of the court. Riverside in the 1-and-1 already. And on the free throw line will be number 42, Ron Huey.
This is going to be a test for Sean Golden. Of course, he came in with all the awards, all the accolades, Mr. All-American. We'll see what he's made of here in the fourth quarter because his team has got a tough road to hoe as they trail the Green Hornets by 10 in the fourth quarter. Huey's first attempt off the front of the rim, rebounded by Rico Carr, who outlets to Sean Golden. 7:30 to go here in the fourth quarter, and we'll keep you abreast of the time as he goes baseline to Carr. Back out front to Golden. 18-footer by Golden. He's fouled by Nate Jacobs, and that is number 4 on Nate Jacobs here early in the fourth quarter. Golden with the 18-foot attempt that time, and Fred Moore quickly off the C.A. Johnson bench. And Timrod Gates is going to have to do a piece of coaching here, Bobby, to somehow get some time off that clock and not lose any points, as Nate Jacobs, who was the catalyst in the third quarter, has to sit down.
We saw Fred Moore last year. Fred Moore can play the point guard position and play it very well. Not the shooter and not the penetrator that Nate Jacobs is, but he's an excellent ball player, and he's a senior.
Golden's first attempt is up and good. 58-49 now. 7.5 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Every possession down the floor, very important now to the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets.
Golden's second attempt is up and good. 8-point lead now, 58-50.
The Green Hornets have been very explosive in spurts. Look for that explosive spurt here in the fourth quarter.
Cary Rich goes left side to Paul Jackson. Jackson, three-point attempt is up and good. Paul Jackson, no, they say it's a two-pointer, 17-footer. Jackson
and 1 foot inside the three-point lane.
This is Golden now in the full court. Golden shot put up and in. Sean Golden, 16-footer that time, and he answers. We talked about him against the pressure, more in the backcourt to Totally. Across the timeline, 3-on-1 break. This is Jackson off the glass, up and in. Paul Jackson running the floor that time. Fred Moore with the assist.
C.A. Johnson is too quick to be trapped in the backcourt.
Golden, three-point attempt. He's fouled, and he's going to go to the free throw line. It's short, and Louis Golden gets up and yells at Golden, and I think he wants him to take it to the bucket.
He wants him to take it to the basket. He asks him, what are you doing? What are you doing putting it up from the outside? And Louis gets the timeout.
Well, check that. C.A. Johnson, Cary Rich called a timeout. Timrod Gates saw something that he did not like, and so he wants to talk it over. And we're going to take a quick timeout. With 6:52 to go, I got a feeling they're going to be few and far between, so we'll take advantage of this one. With our score 62-52, the Green Hornets leading. We'll have more 3A state championship action after this 60-second timeout.
Since 1928, Baxley's Grocery has served the Waverly and Bonneville community. Baxley's Grocery is your neighborhood store. Over the years, you've come to count on their quality and dependable service. Today, the tradition of Baxley's Grocery continues with the best in fresh meats, vegetables, canned goods, and other household needs. Come on over to Baxley's Grocery and see what we have to offer. And of course, we appreciate your business. Mr. Johnson and the staff of Baxley's Grocery proudly salute the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets for an outstanding basketball season. Baxley's Grocery, 2101 Barnumville Road. Come see us. One of the fine things in the Waverly community is Hill's Barbershop at 2339 Elmwood Avenue. Moses Felder, Regina Moakill, and Sean Hickman are truly professionals when it comes to taking care of your hair. They specialize in regular cuts, blowouts, tinting, and in-perms and curls for men and women. They also carry beauty supplies. When you want the look that's right for you, come on over to Hill's Barbershop. Hill's Barbershop is open Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Hill's Barbershop is also proud to salute the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets for such a fine basketball season. Your community barbershop is Hill's Barbershop, 2339 Elmwood Avenue. They appreciate your business.
Sean Golden makes one of two free throw attempts. The C.A. Johnson lead cut to 9 with 6:50 to go here in the fourth and final quarter from the Carolina Coliseum. 62-53. The Green Hornet lead, as I mentioned, 9. Baseline to Cary Rich. Stops. Shoots. And he's fouled. Cary Rich is fouled by Giovanni Freeman of Riverside. And he's going to go to the free throw line.
And speaking of the strategy of the Green Hornets now, I'm certain Timrod Gates is telling them every possession, take it to the hole. They've got to foul you or you get a good shot. And that's what they're doing. They're going to take every shot to the basket.
Nate Jacobs up C.A. Johnson on the sidelines with 4 personal fouls. Going to check the scoring total for Cary Rich in just a second, but he's having a great night after a slow first half. Rich's first attempt is up and good. At one point in this ballgame, only 3 of 10, but he's a shooter who kept shooting. Has 25 points with 6:41 to go here in the fourth quarter. His second attempt is up and good. 26 now for Cary Rich. That's his average. 64-53. The lead is 11. Golden behind the back across the timeline, guarded by Fred Moore. Golden, inside pass, nicely done to Rico Carr for the bucket. Nicely done. 64-55. Totally across the timeline, guarded by Golden. Totally. Three-point attempt is blocked. Recovered by Chris Sams. Blocked by Golden. Golden quickly up the floor to Rico Carr. Stolen by Bernard Totally of Johnson. Across the timeline is Totally. And he travels with the basketball. Totally that time, perhaps one dribble too many, had it knocked away. Some fast-paced action here. Approaching the 6-minute mark of this basketball game. Riverside trailing by 9. Golden in the full court. Golden inside pass to Sams. Knocked away. And it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Riverside basketball as Bernard Totally hits the deck.
Once again, Riverside trying to up-tempo the game, and up-tempo is not their game, but they've got to up-tempo it, trailing by 9 points with 6 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. Little perspiration on the floor. Timrod Gates stands up to shout instructions to his team. Ernest, one of the things that I've noticed is that Sean Golden is at his best when he's at the top of the key, and he looks down low for his man, and that's when he's at his best, delivering that pass underneath.
Chris Sams is going to inbound along the Riverside baseline. Does so right wing to Golden, who will give over to Giovanni Freeman. Three-pointer off the front of the rim, rebounded by Cary Rich up C.A. Johnson. 5:55 to go here in the basketball game. The Green Hornet lead is 9. Totally now goes right side to Ron Huey. To the top of the key is Fred Moore. Moore goes right side to Paul Jackson. Looking inside now to the top of the key is Cary Rich. Cary Rich, nicely done, up off the back of the rim. Tapped up by Ron Huey and in.
That's tapped by number 42, Ron Huey. A big basket.
Riverside quickly up the floor is Giovanni Freeman. 5.5 to go. Golden, three-point attempt is up and good. Sean Golden, Bobby Gibbs can play.
Sean Golden is going to have to hit a lot of threes. 5 minutes and 21 seconds remaining.
8-point lead by C.A. Johnson as Totally drives the lane. He's fouled, and it's going to be called on Chris Sams. But Totally that time driving the lane, taking what the defense gave him that time, will have an opportunity with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to push the Green Hornet lead back to 10, and we're going to have a Riverside timeout. Well, Louis Golden didn't, yeah, he did get the timeout.
He got the timeout. Let's hold it right here, Ernest. And one thing I want to do in terms of just analyzing where we are with 5 minutes and 17 seconds. The Green Hornets have now played for a period of about 2 minutes and 17 seconds without Nate Jacobs, their star point guard. You got to think that Nate Jacobs is going to be very well rested when he gets back into the game. If you're Timrod Gates, you want to keep him on the bench until at least the 4-minute mark, maybe the 3-minute mark. Get him back in there and let him run your offense because he's cat quick and he's very deadly on the free throw line. That's what they want to do. Already they've got Riverside in the 1-and-1 situation, so they are going to definitely take every possession to the basket, and I'm certain that Louis Golden's strategy is going to be, let's see, can we foul them? Let's see whether or not they can make the free throws on the 1-and-1.
66-58. C.A. Johnson leading by 8 here with 5 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the basketball game. Bernard Totally will be at the free throw line. Totally averages 18.6 points a ball game, 5.7 rebounds a game. He's a 76% free throw shooter. Setting the lineups now for the Green Hornets, it'll be Cary Rich, Fred Moore, Bernard Totally, Paul Jackson, and Ron Huey. And I'd have to venture to say the largest, or the tallest C.A. Johnson Green Hornet is 6'2". Now Riverside will counter with Tony Grape, Giovanni Freeman, Chris Sams, Sean Golden, and Rico Carr.
C.A. Johnson has a very, very quick team on the floor. They're much quicker. They seem to be a step ahead of Riverside on almost every play.
Totally first attempt is airborne and good. Totally an excellent free throw shooter.
Every free throw is important at this juncture of the game. 5 minutes and 17 seconds remaining.
Totally second attempt coming. It's airborne and good. Bernard Totally extends the Green Hornet lead to 10. 5:17 to go. Golden in the backcourt against Fred Moore. Across the timeline to Giovanni Freeman. Guarded by Cary Rich. Freeman nearly slides down back over to Golden. Golden at the top of the key. Shoots with 2 men on him. In and out. Rebounded by Ron Huey of C.A. Johnson. And boy, Golden with an ill-advised shot that time. Under 5 minutes now to go in this basketball game. Totally behind the back, between the legs against Golden. Right side between the legs. Drives the lane, lays it up, and he draws a foul from No, they're not going to give it to Golden. They're going to give it to Rico Carr.
That time almost a three-point play, and as we said earlier, the Green Hornets seemingly a much better conditioned team than these Riverside Warriors. Riverside guys reaching and holding their shorts. That's a sure sign that they're tired.
Well, looking at Louis Golden's face, it kind of tells a story. That's Sean Golden's fourth personal foul. I was right initially when I said the foul was on Golden. It was on Golden, and Golden kind of grimaces as Dad sits him down. And checking into the basketball game is Pete Shoemate for Riverside. Bernard Tolley once again at the free throw line, converted his last two. I'm going to check Tolley's point totals for you in just a second. First attempt is up and good.
He killed Keenan the last time out. This kid hit 6 3-point shots in a row. So he's been deadly in the semifinals and here in the finals of the 3A championship.
He's got 14 on the night now. 13 on the night with that bucket. Second attempt is up and good. Tolley cashes in on both free throw attempts. 70-58 now. 4:50 to go here from the Carolina Coliseum. Freeman in the forecourt. Stops. Three-pointer tip is up and good. What a shot by Giovanni Freeman. No, only two. It was a two-pointer. Long pass is knocked away by Freeman. Recovered by Chris Sams of Riverside. 10-point lead. 4.5 to go in the third. Shoemate drives the lane. Rebounded by Paul Jackson of C.A. Johnson. He outlets to Cary Rich in the forecourt. 70-60. Is the score. The Green Hornets lead by 10 with 4:20 to go, and Nate Jacobs gets off the C.A. Johnson bench. To the top of the key is Huey. Stop. Inside pass to Jackson. Fought for, stolen by Giovanni Freeman. Freeman has it stripped nicely by Bernard Tolley, but he was fouled.
Up the pass that time rather than trying to take it to the hole. He's not a point guard. Very, very clumsy handling the ball down the court that time. He definitely should have given it up. And just as we predicted at the 4-minute mark, Nate Jacobs getting back into the lineup.
Well, I should say as you predicted, because I thought he'd come back in at 5 minutes, and you said he'd be back in at 4 minutes, and we've got 4 minutes and 11 seconds to go. Now, Sean Golden has checked back in, so he only had a brief rest for Riverside, and Giovanni Freeman will be on the free throw line. Freeman's first attempt is up and good. Freeman averages 15 points a game. He's a 6'2 senior forward. It's going to find a job here for Lou Golden's Riverside Warriors here tonight. He has 11 points on the evening. So he's about 4 points shy of his average. Also checking back in is going to be Tony Gray for Riverside with the next clock stoppage. Second attempt is up and good. 8-point lead now for the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets. Tony Gray checks back in. And Eric Kaler will sit down. Full court pressure now by Riverside. And it's knocked away by Gray. The inbound pass attempt to Nate Jacobs is knocked away. That's Ron Huey trying to inbound. Full court pressure, man-to-man pressure all over the floor by the Riverside Warriors. And C.A. Johnson inbounds to Bernard Tolley, and the pressure sloughs off as Tolley brings it across the timeline against Golden. He goes left side to Cary Rich. Cary Rich drives the lane. Inside pass to Paul Jackson. He misses the inside layup.
Excellent pass that time. He blew the layup. And once again, credit Cary Rich with another excellent pass.
Baseline jumper by Gray is short. Rebounded by Ron Huey of C.A. Johnson. Huey dribbles out of the pressure and will give over to Cary Rich, who will pass it back to Nate Jacobs in the backcourt. Approaching 3.5 minutes to go in this basketball game from the Carolina Coliseum. Jacobs now passes left side to Bernard Tolley, guarded by Sean Golden. Over to Cary Rich. A little weave now on offense. This is Rich. He's stripped by Sean Golden on the spin. Golden, baseline pass to Gray, lays it up and in. 70-64 now with 3:20 to go in this basketball game.
And Nate Jacobs said, clear out and let me handle him one-on-one. And that's what Nate's going to do. 3:15 to go here from the Carolina Coliseum, and the crowd starting to rev it up. Jacobs, shot put up and in. Nate Jacobs with a big jumper from 17. Hello, Mr. Jacobs again. Nate Jacobs is a ball player, folks.
72-64. Under 3 minutes to go now from the Carolina Coliseum. Baseline pass to Chris Sams. Giovanni Freeman goes left side. Three-pointer tip by Golden is short. Rebounded by Chris Sams. Fought for, recovered by Paul Jackson on the deck for C.A. Johnson. Nate Jacobs has the basketball in the backcourt. 2:40 to go here. C.A. Johnson leading by 8 as Jacobs comes across the timeline, guarded by Tony Gray. Jacobs drives the baseline.
Fresh Nate Jacobs.
Passes inside to Jackson. Spins, pulls it back out front. Now goes baseline to Jacobs, who comes all the way back out front. 2:25 to go. Green Hornet lead is 8. Inside pass to Jackson. Reverse layup is good. Paul Jackson with the pass from Nate Jacobs. Gets the bucket, the lead back to 10. 2:15 to go. Three-pointer by Freeman is short. Recovered by Nate Jacobs of C.A. Johnson with 2:08 to go here in this basketball game.
And they can smell it.
They can hold on with 1:15 to go. Jackson's first attempt bangs off the rim. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Riverside.
C.A. Johnson will inbound under their own basket with 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining. And guess who's going to get the ball? Number 11, Nate Jacobs.
And he does on the inbound from Huey. 1:10 now. Out front is Jacobs handling the basketball. Running some delay offense, of course. Bernard Totley now. Guarded by Freeman. And Totley is fouled out front.
Foul that time by number 14. And when you look at the fact that Giovanni Freeman, that's his 4th personal foul for Riverside. Freeman, a 6'2 senior, averaging about 15 points a game. One thing you got to look at, Timrod Gates told us on Tuesday night that he would come to play, and his team has done that tonight. They fell behind by as many as 12 points, but you got to go back to that third quarter. They scored 28 points in the third quarter.
Totley's first attempt is up and good. The lead is 11. The lead is 11 with 1 minute and 4 seconds to go.
You gotta believe.
And these Green Hornets do believe. They're looking at a state championship if they can hold on. Totley's second attempt is up and good. Bernard Totley with the bucket. 12-point lead now. Under a minute to go. Freeman in the full court. Stops. Three-pointer attempt is up. Off the back of the rim. Rebounded by Paul Jackson. Goes out of bounds. It's going to be Riverside basketball. 57 seconds to go here in this one.
Paul Jackson and Ron Huey have owned. They have owned the offensive and defensive boards here in the second half.
Chris Sims inbounds to Tony Gray. Gray has it nearly stolen by Cary Rich. Back up front to Golden. Three-pointer attempt is up. He's fouled by Cary Rich.
And Rich says, we'll have none of that. We'll put you on the free throw line and let you make 2. You won't beat us with a 3.
50 seconds to go in this basketball game, and it looks like the Columbia area may have its second state champion in as many days.
It's going to be history in the making, because I don't ever remember the 3A champion and the 4A champion coming from the same town. Talking about the same town, we're talking only a couple of blocks away.
Sean Golden misses the first free throw attempt. As the Green Hornet fans start to whoop it up, some Riverside fans start to make their way toward the exit. Golden's second attempt rattles around and rolls in. Under 50 seconds now. Huey across the timeline to Cary Rich. 45 seconds to go.
No need to shoot it at this point.
Nate Jacobs, as Tony Gray tries to catch him and foul him. He can't catch him. Into Huey. Back out to Cary Rich. 37 seconds. Cary Rich now dribbling around. Cary Rich inside pass to Paul Jackson. Lays it up. And off the rim. Rebounded by Riverside. Stolen by Ron Huey of C.A. Johnson. And what can go wrong does go wrong for Riverside. 20 seconds to go. Three-pointer tip is good by Bernard Totley. And that is the final nail, folks. That's the last nail in the coffin. 79-65. Giovanni Freeman for 3. Long. Rebounded by Gray, put back up and in with 10 seconds. And I'm going to tell you, C.A. Johnson is doing it with a statement. The outlet to Cary Rich. Cary Rich misses the slam, but he's fouled with 2 seconds to go. It doesn't make a difference. It's academic here. Timrod Gates wanted a timeout because he wants to get his other players in the lineup. C.A. Johnson, folks, has won the 3A championship. Only 2 seconds remaining on that clock, and Timrod Gates is going to clear his bench and listen to the Green Hornet fans. It's been a long time coming, but they have won themselves a 3A basketball championship. No one expected them to win this game tonight. We call C.A. Johnson, and I don't say this jokingly, the Rodney Dangerfield of basketball team in the state of South Carolina. They simply get no respect. You're talking about a team that was not even ranked all year long in the top 10. How can that be? Cary Rich adding a statement here. 2 seconds to go, and they are blowing Riverside away right now.
And Mr. Golden, you've met Mr. Rich and Mr. Nate Jacobs. They've taken your game tonight.
Well, I'll tell you something. These rating services and recruiting magazines, and it really makes you wonder how some kids like Cary Rich and Nate Jacobs, Bernard Totley, they aren't even ranked in the top 10 in the state of South Carolina, but yet they are winning it going away here tonight. 81-67, only 2 seconds remaining.
What a job Timrod Gates has done this year with this Green Hornet basketball team.
And Rico Carr will inbound to Tony Gray, who throws it the length of the floor, and it's over. C.A. Johnson has won a state championship, 81-67, as the crowd floods onto the floor, despite the protest, of course, of the attendance here. But you have to understand their emotion here as the fans celebrate, the C.A. Johnson fans, 81-67. And I'm so excited, I just don't know what to say. But in any event, we're going to take a timeout and come back in a moment. And hopefully we're going to talk with Timrod Gates, who's got to be ecstatic. Our final score from the Carolina Coliseum, C.A. Johnson 81, Riverside 67. We'll have the wrap-up to tonight's basketball game after this two-minute timeout. 81-67, the final here from the Carolina Coliseum. C.A. Johnson, the Green Hornets pick up a state championship tonight. They soundly defeat Riverside. And with us right now, C.A. Johnson, head coach Timrod Gates. And Tim, having not been ranked in the top 10 all season long, this is a statement for the C.A. Johnson basketball program.
That's correct. As I said earlier, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but there's something wrong with the system in this state when we can't ever get rated, and people like Nate Jacobs never make these teams that the other players who are legitimate players. I'm quite upset about that, and again, the state championship speaks for itself. So we talked about the fact that players like Nate and Cary and others are many times overlooked. I think that the public got the truth tonight, and as a result of that, people probably will reevaluate these systems that we've been using in the past and hopefully improve upon them. I think the public will put more pressure on coaches to stop being so egotistical, and also these other news medias who really overlook the kids and overlook programs. So again, we're just happy to have won the state championship, but as I said earlier this week, again, the truth never comes out until the end, and of course, those teams that deserve it the most will get it regardless. Now again, I just want to make a few statements about Riverside. They were definitely a good team. It's not that they were down this year. C.A. Johnson was just that good. Again, and as I said, we had to reevaluate the first half. We knew that we didn't know a great deal about Riverside, so we had to take the first two quarters to find out. We found out that they couldn't take the pressure from the outside, that they had good players on the inside. We switched to the 1-3-1 trap, and I think that was the key to the victory tonight.
As far as the game is concerned, Coach, you got behind by as many as 12 in the first half, and I'm sure offensively you began to struggle a little bit, but it was a brief run at the end of the first half where you went into the locker room leading by 5, and that may have turned out to be the difference in the ballgame.
Well, definitely. In the first half, as I said, when you play a team and you didn't get a chance to scout, I couldn't get any information on Riverside. I called around the coaches, and sometimes coaches refused to provide information, so I had to sit there the first half and just find out what Riverside was about. After finding out, we decided at halftime just to stay with that trap. They had shown that they couldn't really handle it. Sean Golan is a good player. They made some turnovers that were key turnovers, I think, right at the beginning of the third quarter, and as a result of that, we were able to take charge. Again, Nate Jacobs had a super game, Cary Rich, and I hope by now people realize that Bernard Totley definitely is a legitimate Division I player. Give him what he deserves.
Once again, Coach, we want to congratulate you. We talked earlier about that 1-3-1 trap. We talked about its effectiveness toward the end of the third quarter, and your team has owned teams in the third quarter. This is our fourth time seeing C.A. Johnson this season. You have simply exploded, and we made that, I guess, prognostication at the start of the second half, that you were only down by 5 points at the half. We knew that C.A. Johnson would come out and have a good third quarter, and once again, your two men, Nate Jacobs and, of course, Cary Rich, doing the damage. 39 points from your backcourt, and there will be an all-star game, but I can tell you this, if Nate Jacobs is not there, the All-Stars will definitely not be there.
That's
because
right.
He is an excellent ball player, and he's got to be the main man for you tonight, he and Cary Rich. They did a heck of a job for you. Congratulations. Enjoy this championship. Savor it, and the entire C.A. Johnson family deserved this one, and you won it the hard way. You had to go on the road to win it, and once again, congratulations to you.
Thank you, and I'd like to thank the man above for sticking with us throughout this and guiding us in the direction that caused us to be successful. Thank you very much.
Coach Timrod Gates, head basketball coach of the new 1989 3A state champions, the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets. And not only did they win it, Bobby Gish, but the teams that they defeated the Keenan Raiders, who were ranked number 1. They blew them away. And Riverside here this evening, heavily favored, having been in 6 previous state championship games, they've blown them away.
Once again, a big move here tonight for the C.A. Johnson, a big motivator, or a big man for them, number 11, Nate Jacobs, the man who simply said, "Hello, Mr. Sean Golden, my name's Nate Jacobs," and took control of this game in the second half. Congratulations to you, Nate, and we hope, what does the future hold for Nate Jacobs?
Well, I tend to go to college in Matron. So
Well, once again, congratulations to you. Sean Golan is a great ball player, but he seemingly could not handle the pressure. You put 3 different guys on him, but you seem to be able to really handle him in the second and the third quarter with relative ease.
Well, he's a good ball handler. I know how to go out there and try to turn the ball over, and I got him foul trouble.
Well, Nate had 4 fouls going into the fourth quarter. Nate, I got to ask you, when you play a guy like Sean Golden, and you read basketball magazines, and you see Sean Golden's picture in magazines, and you see he's on this list and he's on that list, is that a motivating factor for you, or what do you feel when you play a guy like that?
Well, I just go out there and play hard. I know he's a good ball player. He's an All-American, so I just go out there and play my best.
Now, as far as C.A. Johnson is concerned, you're a senior, and you've been through it with Timrod Gates. C.A. Johnson, and I hate to say it, has never really gotten the respect. This has got to feel good finally to get that recognition.
It is.
Congratulations to you, Nate. Go get a shower, and best of luck to you. And wherever you go, I'm certain the college scouts have now found out who Nate Jacobs really is. Congratulations on this big state championship. And with that, we're going to take the 60-second timeout, come back here and wrap things up from the Carolina Coliseum. After the 60-second message, we'll be back with the final wrap-up.
Some final comments here from the Carolina Coliseum. 81-67. C.A. Johnson picking up the state 3A championship trophy here over the Riverside Warriors, 81-67. Joining us now, joining Bobby Gist, is Cary Rich, the junior shooting guard who averages 26 points a ball game. Cary, another outstanding effort with 27 points here this evening. 27 points from Cary Rich. And Cary, just some brief comments from you before we let you get to the locker room. Your thoughts on winning this championship for the Green Hornets?
Well, I'm really excited about winning this championship. In the first half, I wasn't into the game offensively until the last 2 minutes of the second quarter. And in at halftime, Coach got on me and told me I needed to take charge offensively, and I came back out, and I wanted the ball, and I got some good shots and drew some fouls and made the free throws.
Once again, congratulations to you. You're only a junior. Come back next year, and let's see, can we go back-to-back with the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets. Best of luck to you. Congratulations. Cary Rich, our player of the game tonight, with 27 points for the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets, who win the 3A state basketball championship. And that's something in and of itself, Ernest Robinson, in that C.A. Johnson becomes a 3A champion and Eau Claire, the 4A champion. 2 nights in a row, Columbia really coming up big here in the 3A and 4A champions from the state of South Carolina this year.
So that's going to do it here from the Carolina Coliseum. Our final score this evening, 81-67. C.A. Johnson, the winner here this evening. I want to thank everyone who, of course, is involved with tonight's broadcast. Don Hambrick back at the station, who always does a fine job in working with us. A statistician this evening, Maurice Campbell, who turned in another fine job, and all those folks who made it possible this past year as the Coca-Cola WOIC Midlands High School Games of the Week has transpired over the sound of the city, WOIC. So for Bobby Gist, I'm Ernest Robinson from the Carolina Coliseum, where the C.A. Johnson Green Hornets defeated Riverside 81-67.